Hey everyone, it's Emily Graziano here, and the date is November 26th, 2023. It is slightly snowy outside. It's cold, but then again, it's not very cold and it's not very snowy because this is Chicago and this is nothing. But anyway, guys, it's the eve before the final Kiss concert in the Chicagoland area, which is taking place at the Allstate Arena in Rosemont, Illinois, and let's be honest for a minute. I honestly believed with Paul Stanley contracting the flu and canceling Ottawa, Toronto, and Knoxville that they were just going to say, sorry guys, everything's done except for Madison Square Garden and New York. Honestly, that's what I thought was going to happen. I'm like, okay, that's it. We're toast. We're done. This is sad. I want Paul to be well. This is beyond the band right now. This is Paul as a human being, because Paul is 71, almost 72, a couple months off from being 72, and it's like, and then, with Gene and sitting in a chair in South America and not going to that Rock Honors event in Cleveland because he didn't feel well, it's hard to take. These little instances make me personally believe this is the end of the end, everybody, for the band, the touring band, like this, in this entity. And I know Kiss has said this a million times before. It seems like, oh, this is our final tour, it's the final time, but I honestly believe it this time. And this is coming from the girl who, at the age of 3-4 years old, was watching Paul Stanley make the announcement on VH1 saying that it's the farewell tour. And, Ace is in a disarray because his father, I believe, had just passed away before that interview, and Paul saying that we're going to go out on top. Basically, what he repeated on America's Got Talent, which, 2018, I watched that announcement, saw it, and I told my mom, we have to go. And she's like, Emily, do you know how many times I've heard that announcement before? I'm like, but Paul said this is the final time. And she's like, Emily, I've heard that before. You heard that before. I'm like, but this is legit. So, yes, we went to the March 2019 concert. God, pause it for a moment. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. Okay, yes, so it was the March 2nd, 2019 concert at the United Center. Here's the set list, and the ticket as well as some confetti from that show. And then I have right here the October 16, 2021 show in Tinley Park, Illinois at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, which it has since then changed its name. And I wrote a little note down here. The concert was postponed twice. One for the general COVID-19 pandemic, and a second time because Paul and Gene tested positive. Yes, both of them. This turned out to be the last Kiss concert of 2021. So, yes. And then this concert, of course, Paul contracts flu, and we are waiting on the edge of our seats to see, are we going to go on? But because Indianapolis was confirmed, I'm like, okay, this is good news for Chicago, because they play Indianapolis on Saturday, which was yesterday. Today, Sunday, they have the day off, and then tomorrow they play Chicago. So it's like, okay, this looks good. All the other guys just have to stay safe. And we're good. But honestly, I think we're good, everybody. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to say we are good. I'm going to say I think, because I don't know. I'm going to say I think. But honestly, the only reason that my mom and I are going to this concert is because of our very, very good friend, who was my very, very good friend, our very, very good friend, who sadly can no longer go with us. And I just want to say I'm going to miss you at this show so much, and it would have been really, really cool to go with you. But fear not, we will hang out soon. And I know that in my heart it will really happen, and we'll all hang out. You know who you are, but thanks to you, my mom and I are going in the first place. You are the one who convinced her, Sandy, I think this is it for real. And you did what I could not do, so for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, for real. And I cannot wait to hang out with you, and I know that will happen sooner rather than later. I'm really rooting for you. And I just want to say thank you. But stepping in for my friend's place is my mom's best friend, who was also named Sandy. They have not been friends since childhood, but they've been friends for a very, very, very long time. They met in the late 80s, I believe, which is now a long time ago. Well, to me, I was born in 1996, so the late 80s are even before I was born. Anyway, her name is also Sandy. They met working at White Castle. She's from Indiana, just like my mom. And she's a Kiss fan. That's the most important thing, because believe it or not, my dad was this close to going with my mom and I to this Kiss concert. For the record, Tom Graziano, my father, he is not anti-Kiss. He is not anti-Kiss. He's just confused about them. For instance, if I showed a picture of the original four and I pointed to Gene, he would say, "Oh, is that Ace?" And I'd be like, "No." Worse off, if I showed him a picture of the lineup today, I'd say, next to a picture of the original four, I'd be like, "Is there any difference between these two photos?" And he'd probably say, "No." And I'd be like, "Ah!" But yes, my father would have gone. He would have had fun. But the fact that he's not going, it probably saves all of us some "oh no" moments. So let's just leave it at that. Guys, I have the second version of the program that I purchased in 2019. I know they have a new program, and let me double check. I got this at the Chicago show, and yes, I think this says V2 on it. Yep, it says V2 right here in the corner. V2. But I know the new tour book has been updated, and Brant from In My Head channel showed it off, so I'm probably going to get it. I'm not sure, because I have this one, but at the concert, if I just say, "Screw it, I have to get it," probably will. So, with that being said, I'm really looking forward to this show. I honestly, like I said, believed it wasn't going to happen, but now that I'm going to say 99% going to happen. I'm stoked. I'm psyched. I can't wait for it to happen. I'm ready to have fun and go out one last time with this band that has been in my life since September of 1997. You know, I've been a declared fan since 1998, and for the record, 1998. You know, I consider that my magical Kiss year. A lot of cool things happened. Psycho Circus. I just remember watching the MTV Unplugged video lots of times, you know, pointing out things, pointing out cool, just random things in that video, and I always had fun with it. You know, when Ace and Peter walk out, that's that magic moment. I love watching that VHS tape. Going to Spencer's in 1998. The Rock the Nation tour holds a special place in my heart, because that was the first tour in which I realized what a tour actually was and the logistics of it and how it worked and everything, so that holds a special place in my heart. They actually played the Chicago show, Tinley Park, on my mom's birthday. I'm like, "Oh, they're playing the Chicago show here, on your birthday, we should go." And she's like, "Em, you don't understand this, but the band is older now, and it's not the original lineup. You don't get how upsetting that is for me if I see Paul older now. It's going to break my heart." Which is very ironic, because you look back at Rock the Nation, it's like, dude, they were so freaking young. I mean, they were younger then in 04 than my mom is now, I think. I'm pretty sure. And that's a crazy thought to think. That's really, really crazy, just how everything turned out. But we loved watching Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, and just everything throughout the 25 years that I've been an official fan. And my mom, this is even longer for her. She's been a fan since circa 1975, I would say. I'm pretty sure. About 1975-ish. So for her, this is 48 years, almost 50 years. I can't imagine that, honestly. I mean, not only being alive on the planet for that long, but then to be a fan for that long, that, I don't know, at this point in my life, I can't process that, so I have no idea what that must be like for her, and for some of you out there who have been there since the early days and are now experiencing this. I don't know what that's like, but it must be really, really surreal and crazy. I just feel like it's crazy for all fans, but especially for those fans who have been there since the beginning. It's probably even crazier. It's like what I'm feeling on a steroid level. Anything else that I wanted to talk about? Oh, my mom's friend, I remember asking her if she ever saw Kiss, and she said yes. And I think, if I remember correctly, she saw them around the Hot in the Shade era. So she got to see Eric Carr. Lucky. Don't quote me on that, but I'm like 90% sure that's the case. So yeah, my mom's friend Sandy, who is actually my honorary aunt, I call her Aunt Sandy, which is cool. So we're all looking forward to it and having fun, and we can't wait to see Brant and Rob and Nick and Nico and Xander and his brother Jeb. It's gonna just be so much fun. I know so many people going to this concert. My childhood friend, her mom is going to this concert. And it's like, wow, I know a lot of people going to this concert. It's gonna be crazy. So I see you at the arena. Feel free to say hi. I don't mind taking a selfie with people. And but a warning, I don't hug. I don't handshake and I don't hug. It's just a thing. I really attribute it to not only being Chinese, because that's not very common in China, but even though despite being raised in America, I always say that's my true Chinese roots, the DNA, the biological impulse coming out, because my dad used to like not be very happy with me that I wouldn't hug people. He'd be like very upset about it, but my mom, she's the one who kind of thought, we can't make her do this. This is something that is beyond our control. Whatever she went through prior to us adopting her, this is what she's like. And I think my mom was very, very, she was very much able to see that aspect, and God bless her for that. But anyway, yeah, it'll be really fun. I can't wait to see everybody and have a good time and just celebrate the band that we all love so much. So, guys, before I wrap this up, one last thank you to my very good friend. You know who you are, and I hope you're doing well. And I know we will see each other soon. I feel it. Really, I do. As always, thanks to my mom, because she's the one who got me going down this road in the first place. And here's to all of us and all the fans celebrating our band one last time, whether you're seeing them in Chicago or Baltimore or Madison Square Garden on either night. Let's go out and have fun. And here's to Kiss, and here's to all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Emily Graziano. See you at Rosemont tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.